What up, YouTube? Victorian Sunberg here. I just thought I'd bring you the deck that I've been running for right after Nats. It's Sam's, like you can see by the mat. Samurai have kind of taken a dive. I went on like a 2-month winning spree right after the ban list, and the deck was broken. I didn't think there was a better deck out there, and then now slowly it's kind of petered out, and plants have a lot of answers for it. So plants have kind of, everyone thinks they've become the tier 0. This build destroys plants. So if all you play is plants like me, this deck's broken. I'm not going to show you my side deck because I don't want to show people my side deck, and don't really want to show you my extra deck because it's kind of techy. But all you need to know is you should have 2 Shi-Ens, an Cherry Beast, and a Barkion. Those are really the only things I ever make. 3 Kageki, obviously, and then you get your 3 Kagamushas, and then you make your Shi-En. And then you got your 3 Kizons, your 2 Grandmasters, your hand, and I run 1 Shi-En Squire, because I do run Dojo, and first turn, it helps me make first turn Shi-En or first turn Cherry Beast depending on the matchup. Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, Giant Trinade, Book of Moon, all staples. I do run 2 Dojo. Dojo is amazing. Just way too good not to run. It just helps you. It's your replacement for Gateway, in my opinion. Pot of Greed. If you aren't running it, I don't know why you're even watching this video. And then Gateway. If you open with Gateway, you win. I literally had one hand where I set a bunch of back row and then said go, and then literally just dropped. I showed them 3 Uniteds, a Gateway, and a Kizon, and I was like, Jin, and the guy scooped. So yeah, Gateway is just overpowered, way too overpowered. Rhoda and Triple United. Those are your search, obviously, and then 2 MST. I fear is fairly staple. I main 2 D Fissures. That's what allows me to keep up with plants now. Also, Vanity's Emptiness. These 4 cards, in my opinion, are what makes Samurai good now. Have a first turn Shi-En, play D Fissure, set a Vanity's Emptiness, or even set a Warning. D Fissure, they don't get their Sangan Search, they can't pot, they can't do anything. Legitimately, if I play D Fissure, most decks lose in the first 2 turns, or if I flip up Vanity's Emptiness. Vanity's Emptiness says that neither player can special summon, and if a card would go to my graveyard, because it's my card, then it's destroyed. So legitimately, if you have this face up, no one can special summon, and as soon as you want it to go away, all you do is play Rhoda or anything, or you MST one of their back rows, and then it goes away. So you can get rid of it way easier than you can get rid of Oppression. I think it's way better in Oppression because they can't even special summon. They just can't. Legitimately, most decks cannot do a thing with Vanity's Emptiness face up. It's overpowered. Card's ridiculous. I do side a 3rd Vanity's Emptiness and a 3rd D Fissure, if you really want to know. But that's why I only run 2 and 2, because sometimes, against Gravekeepers, Vanity's Emptiness isn't as good, but D Fissure is still really good against Gravekeepers, because they don't get the Recruiter pluses, they don't get lots of pluses, they can't discard to the graveyard to get their Necro Valley with Commandant, blah 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 blah. But those are my 4 tech cards of why this deck is, in my opinion, more than competitive. Double Warning, Solemn, 1 7 Tools, 1 Magatama, 1 Fiendish Chain. It's really quite a good. Fiendish Chain's broken. D Prison and Mirror Force. And yes, this is 41 cards. I like 41 right now. This card's really overpowered, and this card's really overpowered, and this card. These 3 cards is what makes the deck really good. And I run the D Prison because of Gores, and anything that's bigger than Shi-En I can get rid of. That's also Vanity's Emptiness helps out with that too. And same with Fiendish Chain, because Gores is just a pain. So this kind of stuff helps with things that are bigger than your Shi-En, because most things you can't deal with Shi-En. But this deck is crazy. I had one game where first turn it was triple Shi-En, Grandmaster, face down Fiendish Chain, face down Warning. Obviously I won the next turn because I went first. He said a bunch of stuff and then I ended up winning. Deck's OP. You will find that before side decking, you do have this deck does have a big problem with not a big problem. TGs are kind of a hard matchup. Everyone's bugging me because I lost to a TG player, and they won't stop bugging me because I lost to a TG player. But perfectly honest, TGs are really good, and lots of other people are losing to TGs, so it's not a bad deck. It's just I didn't draw well. In my opinion, I should have won that matchup, but I didn't have a Trish. Blah blah blah. Long story. Who cares? D-Fissure, they can't get their searches. They can't synchro. The deck's just overpowered, in my personal opinion. I'm going to regionals in 2 weeks. I'm either running this or I'm running something else, which I don't really want to put up on YouTube, but I might. I am going to locals today. I will be putting up some dual vids and other cool stuff. If you want to play Samurais, play this build, in my personal opinion. If you don't like D-Prison, run another Fiendish Chain. That's what I was going to do, but I like the one Fiendish Chain, one D-Prison. Vanity's Emptiness is way too OP. Way too OP. 1,000 times better impression. I'm not running double-edged sword technique because everything goes to the remove from play pop. And I'd rather be this more control than explosive, and it works really well. If you drop a first turn Shi-En and a D-Fissure or a Vanity's Emptiness, like I said, you win. Every time I open with a first turn Shi-En, in this build I win. In my old build I wouldn't win. People would get over me too fast, but with the backup D-Fissure, Vanity's Emptiness, and more control cards, it keeps the deck in control, which this deck is. It's a control deck, and you like an aggressive control deck. I know, stupid. But if you play this build, it stomps over plants every day. Every day, it just stomps all over plants. So if you have a problem with plants at your locals like I do, run this build. It's really good. I don't really want to show my extra deck or my side deck because I might still be playing this, or I might be going to regionals. I don't really want people knowing. But really, really good deck. If you're still wanting to run Samurais, run this deck. It's 41 cards. I like the 41 card build. I think 41, in my opinion, is my favorite. All my decks now have 41, except for my new Water Synchro, which hopefully I'll be putting up my new Water Synchro deck tomorrow or today, whenever. Hope you guys like this. Subscribe. We are going to be doing a contest within the next week or two. We haven't decided on how many subscribers or what prizes. We're not sure if we want to give away a box, or if we want to give... Tell me what you think my prize should be, and tell me how many subs. Like, if I want 500 subs, should it be a box or 1,000? You know, like, that kind of stuff. So, help me out. Help me help you. Tell me what kind of decks you guys want. Tell me what kind of games you want. I'm trying to make this as improved as possible. My locals is lacking, so most of my videos I'll put up is testing, because I can't show up on Saturdays, which is our big 22-person locals. I can only show up on Sundays, which is normally just over half of that. So, because, I don't know, I work, and that's why I can't show up on Saturdays. But I am going to be going to our championships, which is a huge, huge thing, so I'll hopefully be getting videos of that. I don't know what I'm playing yet, but let me know what you guys think of the deck. Any suggestions, let me know, and, you know, if you subscribe, I wouldn't hate you. I wouldn't hate you at all. Anyway, thanks for checking out the video. I still really like 6 Arms. Yeah. Peace out, I guess.